Okay, folks, listen up. Liverpool FC's new leadership team is pulling back the curtain on their master plan. We've got head coach Arne Slot, CEO Billy Hogan, and sporting director Richard Hughes all spilling the beans on how they're steering this ship post-Klopp, from their recruitment philosophy to a killer blueprint for sustainable success. OMG, you won't want to miss this. So what in the world convinced new head coach Arne Slot to take on one of football's biggest gigs? He's revealing the multiple key factors that led him to say yes to Liverpool. And it's not just about the team on the pitch, folks. There's so much more to this story.
Why are you joining a club like Liverpool? I think there are a lot of reasons for that. Their history, first of all. Second of all, the chance to win something, because this is what Liverpool has always done. And then the people you work with, so you have to get an idea who you start to work with, because no matter how nice the club is or if you can win any trophy, if you don't feel a good connection with the people you work with, I think it's really hard to join that club. Not the least important, of course, the quality of the team I inherited from Jurgen. Which I thought was good enough to compete, and that's what we did last season.
How does a leader guide a team through unimaginable tragedy? Arne Slot shares an incredibly personal account of the toughest team meeting of his career. It's about how the whole club rallied together in a moment of profound grief. Truly powerful stuff.
I've done a lot of meetings in my life, but the most difficult one was the one after we came back together, after the funeral. You know, we came back to Liverpool and we had to do our first training session with all the new players coming in. And I had to stand in front of the group and say something about, yeah, we are going to train again, how we're going to handle this situation. And to find the right words in a meeting like that is much more complicated than trying to prepare them for a game of football. But again, I wasn't on my own. I got a lot of help from Richard, from Billy, from all other people inside the club, or my staff members, to hopefully find the right words. But if you were in the dressing room last night, you still see one place that's empty, where he should have been.
It's not just about putting the ball in the back of the net. Arne Slot spills on the two names he kept hearing that defined Liverpool's glory days. He's highlighting just how crucial personality is in crafting a championship team. Fascinating insights right here.
But you asked, it's not only quality, and that's also what Richard, I think, said, but if I think about Liverpool, their most successful period in the last 5 to 10 years, then I think about Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, because they've scored goal after goal after goal. But if I'm in the building, and I'm talking about that period of time, I hear two other names constantly, and that's James Milner and Jordan Henderson. That's also things you're looking at, that you have the right mentality, people that know what the culture is. So maybe to the outside world, it's mainly about those three attackers who scored goal after goal after goal. But we are, and Richard as well, we are aware of the fact that it's not only the ones that make the difference maybe in individual quality, but to get a successful team, you need other qualities as well.
For Arne Slot, what's even more important than snagging trophies? He's about to reveal his ultimate vision for Liverpool, and the one thing that gets under his skin more than the league table. Can't wait to hear this.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever had?
I don't know if it's really an advice or no, but as a manager, you can win the league, you can win the Champions League, you can win an FA Cup or a League Cup, but the biggest thing you can win is that you can play the nicest football to watch. Although at this moment of time, fans might argue this a little bit, but it is absolutely something that I am aiming for. I always want to have the ball, I want it to be intense, I want the fans to like what they see, and that is something I dislike the most. I would almost say even more than our results, even more than the league table, that not all of our fans or every single moment of the game see us as a joy to watch. And the hardest thing is I even understand, because I agree with them. Trophies is one thing, but being a team or a club or a manager that stands for something, that stands for good football, is...
Ultimately, it's unity for Liverpool's new leadership. They're driven by a shared vision of crafting a sustainable, culturally rich, and thrilling football club that's all set for long-term success. And boy, is this going to be exciting!